I'm sorry, I accidentally turned that off there. I'm turning it back on. I'm sitting under a pine tree on the corner of a parking lot. Again, there's a church, a small church, New Covenant of Atlanta, and just a few shops down is Manifest4u, a gay social club that's open to 4 a.m. on Sunday morning. This is Sunday. Easter, I guess Easter weekend is over. I'm not sure. I'll look it up. Might be like Christmas goes on until some tradition into January like 12th, but it is after midnight, so it's actually Monday morning, about 4 o'clock. The place is closing at 4. I'm just about the last person out coming out of there. Really nobody there when I got here. But I did run into an acquaintance from Panama, and you know, I was all chatting. You know, the funny about this friend from Panama is, although he speaks English very well, it is his second language. He came from a wealthy family, part of the privileged family in Panama. And he got an American name, fully sound American name, although he's completely as Hispanic as you can get. Strong Hispanic accent, but very good English. He works here, he's educated here, he's been here a long time. Gay, obviously. But what's interesting about when we run into each other, not that we have a whole lot in common to hang out. It's just that we have a similar problem. Mine, my hearing impairment, and his English being a second language. And he's one of the few people who's very attentive to what I'm saying. When I'm saying something to him, he's actually listening, because he's constantly stopping me and asking me to where he doesn't understand what I'm saying, and that's part of his English being a second language. And so for him to understand anybody who's speaking English, especially mine with my speech impediment, combined with my hearing impairment, in order for him to understand, he has to really be paying attention harder than your average born in America, able to speak English, only English, a real American. So in order to keep up any conversation with us, you have to be very attentive and stop it all the time. It's very much like when the same people are trying to talk to me or listen to me. I'm always having to, when I'm talking with them, I'm always having to ask them to stop and please slow down. And I'm sure he sees the same problem I receive. These people just don't get tired of that. They don't want to fool somebody that slows them down and ask them, repeat what they're saying all the time. But our problem be for a different reason. So with me, when he started with me, one day I noticed, do you realize how you're always stopping and asking me to repeat things? And he goes, yeah, but I go, no, don't get offended. What I'm trying to do is explain to you, you're doing with me the same thing I'm going to have to do with everyone else. And that means we have to pay attention. We are paying attention more than other people, what other people are saying, than they pay attention to us or anybody else. We have to, because it's English second language. And it's actually something we have in common. It's a bonding thing, you know. I'm not complaining. And yeah, then he realizes that what I'm saying, agrees with it, and he calmed down. But at first when I brought it up, he wanted to get defensive, thought I was complaining. I was not complaining. I was actually pointing out something we had in similarity. In other words, our friendship in a lot of ways might be more based on a mutual misery rather than a true friendship. But, you know, I'm very attentive to what he's saying. And we don't get any further in our conversation with each other until we understand exactly we're always, me and him are, in our conversation, are always exactly at the same place, and we are listening to each other because we have to. Otherwise, there's no point in getting involved in the conversation to begin with. Anyway, him and his friend that he was with left early for me, and I'm leaving now, it's about closing. But just before I left, one of the employees came in, a black man. He works at the hair clinic. I'm sure he worked other places, but he's got a job here. And you know, I know him by first name. He's a black man. He's coming at the last minute to clean up, and I go, hey, I greeted him with his name. I know his name. I'm not going to say it now, but hey, are you okay? You seem a little, down. Yeah, I'm just tired. And I go, I know you work hard, and it makes me feel so guilty that the last 2 years I haven't had to work, and all because I've had the privilege of family inheritance, and it makes me feel really guilty. And and at first he started trying to get offended by what I'm saying too, like I won't being condescending. And I was like, and this is what bothered me. You know, I immediately picked up on that without him realizing it. That I started to notice he was starting to get the point of what I was saying. Yeah, you're poor little brat. What I'm thinking. But I was like, I tell people this about myself. I tell the people this fact. Tell this fact to other people about myself up front first, as an act of humility, trying to show that I understand that, hey, I didn't work hard for my money and I deserve to keep it, like most, Republicans or white Americans think. I did not. I am not a self-made man that I can take full credit and give absolutely no credit to anything else. But I'm not one of the people who give it all. And it's actually a sign of humility that I'm offering you this information. But all that I want to find out is all that happens is everyone seems to instead use that information they learned from me first, not from someone else, that I volunteer beginning at that act of humility, and it just backfires on me, and they later on, this is my problem, like women, gay people, black people, all of these people that are on the losing end, on the money-making thing, the successful thing. I'm not saying you're not going to find deception, but on the losing end, and they turn up using it against me as soon as I'm not on their side on one issue. Okay, well, good night.